Alright, we the Hebrew Israelites coming week in and week out. The prophets of the downfall of this wicked and sinful kingdom, America, Babylon the Great. Tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans that you're the true children of Israel and that you need to repent because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. But before we get into this lesson, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to you brothers to the four corners of the earth, preaching his word and laboring in his word in true love and sincerity. Hey, may blessings fall upon the houses of the 1/3. All right, the elect. Okay, so what we come out here to do is we come to preach and prophesy the word of Yahweh Shai, man, on the highways and byways as we're commanded to. You know, as we're commanded to. And also, we're coming out here to destroy the lies that have been taught with our book. Okay? Especially with these false preachers, right? All these different religions, they put to the world, they put all these fables out as if they're the truth, and they're not. So hey, a part of us coming out here teaching the word, we're coming to destroy the lies that Esau, chiefly Esau Edom, so-called white man, has put on our book. Okay. So bring that first scripture out.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, starting at verse 3.
That's right.
But though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Right, you know? So we walk in the flesh, but we don't war after the flesh, man. We're not entangled in our flesh, man. Because what? We're walking in the spirit, man. We're walking in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Hey, coming into this truth, coming to this faith, you got to be walking in the spirit, man. Okay? You can't be walking in the flesh because things are going to be coming at you on all angles, man. And if you in the flesh, right? Or if you let the flesh overtake you, or you let the flesh overrule your spirit, then you're going to make a mistake that may cost you your life, man. Right? Or make a mistake that may have you end up in jail or, you know, anything. There are numerous of things that can happen, you know. So you got to walk in the spirit, man. You got to continue to try to strive and to be in the spirit.
Right, because this whole walk is about that straight gate, that narrow pathway that you're on. The scriptures tell you in Ezra, what is it, chapter 7, I believe, that there's a great fire on the one side and a deep water on the other side, okay? So it's a narrow path. And you, now, a just man falls 7 times to get back up again, but the ultimate goal is to overcome your sins. Because that one time that you can fall too far and you'll drown or you'll get burned up, and you can also get kicked out of this faith. That's another thing that you know, I want to add to that list of the things that the brother mentioned, as far as you slipping and doing the wrong thing. The Most High can take the spirit off you. Like, go ahead.
Got the precept that the brother's speaking of, right? Or the scripture. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, 7 verse. We'll start at 7. It says. We'll start at 6. It says, there is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
Right, so hey, like I was going into, and like the scriptures tell you, it's a straight gate. It's a narrow pathway, man. The scriptures also tell us that we go in the battlements of the city. There are many things you could get snared up and trapped in, you know. So you have to be circumspect and walk wisely.
That's right. That's right. Oh, you know what? With that, as you just said that, let me do this real quick. We'll go to the book of Ephesians 5. We'll start at verse 15. It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is.
Right. So what does it mean by redeeming the time? Because the days are evil. You have to be trying to overcome your sins, man. Because we're in the last days. You see, especially with Passover coming up. Every Passover that comes around is another opportunity for growth. You see, because a lot of people get kicked out around the Passover. So you got to redeem the time. You gotta overcome certain things, you see, because the days are evil. That's why I said, knowing what that perfect will of the Most High is, so that you can try to walk after it, i.e. walking in the spirit like the brother started off with.
Verse 18, it says, and be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit.
Right. And that wine, first and foremost, is these different philosophies, man. Now it can go into being literally drunk with wine and strong drinks, but it's these different philosophies that people follow, these different ideas that they allow to overcome themselves, and then they start following after them. Don't be drunk with all that, man. Stick with the doctrine that you've received. You see, according to the truth. Starting first and foremost with the apostles of GMS on down. Okay, stick with that. That which ye have seen, hold fast until I come. You know?
Right. Get Colossians 2:8, because like the brother said that, man. Yeah, a lot of our people are drunk off the wine of these different philosophies, man. And as you know, as we continue to go into this lesson, Lord willing, we're going to go into a few things that our people are drunk off, man. Right? We got Roman Catholicism, Christianity, Islam, all the matters of madness that our people are into, man. You know, all these different philosophies that were and ideologies that was put out here that our people take hold. You know, so they are considered drunk. You got to read that.
This is Proverbs chapter 5, starting at verse 15. Drink waters out of thine own cisterns, and running waters out of thine own well. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and the waters of water in the streets.
Right. Speaking of this word, man, because this word is like it's water, man. Hey, what Yahushua say? He said, he that believeth on me, as the scripture said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water, man. Right. And they are being dispersed in the streets when the brothers are out here doing the work, man. With all truth and sincerity.
John, I'm glad the brother brought that up, because I was reading this scripture the other day. That's the Spirit. Drink from thine own cistern. What's that? The knowledge and understanding of the Holy Scriptures for you so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. Not Islam. That's a what are those people called? That's the Ishmaelite doctrine.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
That's not your cistern. That's Ishmael's cistern. Your cistern is the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So drink from that. And like the brother went into that perfect precept, we are dispersing those waters right now. You see? And then also says, let it not be a stranger. Don't know what the next one says?
Proverbs 5 and 7. Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth. Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh to the door of her house, lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger, and thou mourn at the last, when thy flesh and thy body are consumed.
Right. Oh, is that the end of that part? Yeah, that's all I thought it was worded differently, but that's going exactly into it. Because you'll go your whole life worshiping Islam, and all your labors are in a stranger's house. It's all for nothing. You're worshiping false deities. You see? Then at the end, when you realize that you was a devout Muslim for no reason, you're going to be pricked therewith. You're going to realize, damn, I should have been focusing on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Them dudes was right. I was bowing 3 times a day on a little mat, worshiping a false deity, man. You see? So now all your labor is going to be in the house of a stranger.
But that's part of the strongholds that has our people drunk, man. Okay? So I got Isaiah 28, Salakia. Isaiah 29, verse 9, it says, stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. So what is making our people intoxicated, so to speak, in this type of way? These different philosophies, man. Our people be all over the place in these different philosophies as a drunk person stumbling up and down the street. See, because our people like, first they be in Islam, and like, okay, this ain't right. Then they be in Christianity, and they're like, okay, this ain't right. Then they be in the Black conscious community, they're like, this ain't right. They don't know what to do. You know, they don't know what to believe in, man. Hey, so they're like a drunk person, going back and forth. Okay, falling, wallowing all over the ground, all types of things, man. But this is the stronghold that our people take on. You know, and the Lord has set his men up in the last days to teach the truth of the Bible and tell our people the truth of what's the prophecies that's going to take place and what's going on. right? By telling our people to return to the Lord, and telling our people ultimately the truth, and telling our people that, hey, this is the way we're already in it. The way that you're going is the broadest way to lead us to destruction, man. You need to get on the straight gate. You need to get on this narrow path. You know, but a lot of our people don't want to hearken to it. You see? Hey, but we come here to do our job. You know, we give y'all warning from the Lord. Hey, that's not something we gotta do, man. We ain't gotta do no more. Okay, we not, hey, we at the end game, man. We're not going back and forth with Jake all day, man. Okay, we not, and this truth is so beautiful, we ain't even gotta force it. You see, hey, because the scriptures say, my sheep hear my voice. So regardless of the matter, the Lord's sheep is gonna hear his voice. No matter if our speech, if we use rude speech, which is so-called profanity, right? Which you people don't even know what that means, right? So profanity means profanity in the name of the Lord. You see? So when y'all say all these different false names, y'all use the profanity. You know, but going back to the point, you know, we breaking down the strongholds, you know, that our people are stuck in. You know, so verse 10 it says, for the Lord have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered, man. Hey, so the Lord put a coma on our people, man. A lot of people are in a deep stage of just sleep, right? They can't get up, you know. They just can't get up, man. You know, and the Lord put that spirit on our people that just can't get it. You know? Hey, I'm gonna give you Romans 11 and 7. Right? Romans 11 and 7. Because our people need to understand that, hey, all Israel is not gonna get it. You know, it's all, you know, teach all Israel. We do teach all Israel. But you gotta understand that, hey, on this side, only elect, it's about the elect.
Book of Romans 11, verse 7. What then?
Okay, you're right, yeah.
What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for.
Right, and what is Israel seeking for? Israel is seeking for the truth. Okay? They are seeking for the truth. That's why they all over the place, because ultimately they're looking for the truth. But they can't find it. The elect is going to find it, though. The elect is going to get this wisdom and knowledge and understanding, and they're going to hold on to it. Like a woman that they fell in love with, you know. Hey, and the people that's not meant that end up getting the knowledge and couldn't retain it, you know, they gonna let go of that woman, man. You know.
Like the parable says, man, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man that find a treasure in the field, and sell all that he has, and he go and buy that field. Why? So he can keep digging and keep digging to see what the rest of the treasures that's in therein. Right. So that's how you need to hold on to the truth. Once you see that this is the truth, you can't get disenchanted and then throw it away. You wasn't really looking for real. Right. You see? You missed that oil well or them 24 karat diamonds that was in that field. You know? Or that pure gold. Romans 11 and 7. Yeah. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Right,
so the elect is going to get the truth regardless, man. They're going to get it, but the rest of our people, they're going to be blinded, man. They're going to be in that continuous deep sleep. There's nothing you're going to be able to do to wake them up. You see, Jake be getting mad. Our people be getting mad, like, you know, don't you do this? And you can try whatever method you want to do, but if the Lord doesn't put it on their spirit to wake up to the truth, you're not going to do it, man. You think that you're going to be able to overpower the Lord and say, you know what? Lord, we want them to get it that bad. I mean, we do want our people to get it, but we just know this is how it's written. That all of our people are not going to get it. So it's about the 1/3.
Right, like it also tells you in the second Ezra, I think round about the same chapter, Ezra's talking to the Most High, and he's asking, look, Lord, how come all our people got to die? You know, didn't Moses pray for the, didn't Abraham pray for the Sodomites that was in Gomorrah? Which really, he prayed to save, his nephew that was living therein. That was the reason he prayed. And the Most High said, look, that was back then. The world that's coming, where we get immortal bodies, and the elect are called up and given new spiritual bodies. Hey, you gotta do right this time. Ain't no righteous man gonna be able to come pray for you this time.
Grab that,
I'ma
bro.
grab it.
Grab that. You know, that's a beautiful point the brother bringing out. You know, so we're just going into it. Everybody ain't gonna get it.
So for those that do get it, and for those that don't, do those that don't get it get punished for not getting it? I mean, because it's not their fault that they don't get it. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, they were predestined to not get it. But the scriptures tell us this, right? For those, everybody, the Most High is fair. He gives everybody a chance to hear it. For those who deny it, they get that punishment that comes with it. Now, the scriptures tell you that servant who knew not his master, or servant who knew his master's will shall be beaten with many stripes. But them who didn't know, they'll be beaten with fewer stripes. So they're going to go through a punishment. But the ones who know and still deny it, they're going to get a greater punishment. It's just like if you have a son or a daughter, and you tell them, look, you don't need to do that. They keep doing it, you're going to have to punish them so that they get right. Now, but in this case, the Most High made you created. He created us. And particularly, he loved the so-called black man. Now, he told us, look, these are your rules. If you break them, I'm going to punish you. He told us from the beginning. So now we're living that out. For those who still getting their ass whooped and can't do right, the only way they're going to change is if they die. That's it. The Most High
forgives us for not knowing. You know what I'm saying? He forgives those that don't know. Let me give you an example. I had hard times in my life. You know what I mean? As a girl, and I had people saying that I hate them. Okay, so we bad at it. And I understand that hate is a really serious word. Very serious word. Hate. You know what I mean? So I went to God, my higher power, and I said, Lord, can you forgive me for saying that I hate this? You understand what I mean? And I talked to him just like this. I talked to my heart. I said, can you forgive me for saying that I hate these people? Because I don't understand. And I said, instead of saying that I hate them, I'll say that I dislike them. And I dislike the things that they do. And you know what I mean? And so on and so forth. So I like that. So when I went to sleep, and a lot of people they interpret it their own way. But what I heard is what I heard. So when I went to sleep, I heard a voice just like this. After I prayed, when I woke up, I felt it. Because I asked, and I received.
Now, the scriptures tell you that when a man or a woman does something, if in their mind it is a sin, then it is counted towards them as a sin. You know that preaching we're talking about? It's the Most High judges by the heart. Okay, now according to the scriptures, the Most High actually has a people that He hates, and a lot of them just don't happen to be. Okay.
Now, I also read that too. That
You don't?
and people will step on me because they don't understand. I said it with my own eyes. Why did they say love thy neighbor? How can I love thy neighbor?
Hey, I'll be back. I'll be back.
Hate me so much that you want to kill me, chop me up, take away my kids, take away everything I got when I'm supposed to. That's my heart.
Okay,
How
so
can I love thy neighbor
we're
when thy
about
neighbor
to
hates
about
me
to
so
answer
much?
your question. Give me Leviticus 19. Right, because now you gotta ask yourself, yeah, who is your neighbor? Is it just the person next door?
Neighbors could be anything, right?
From what standpoint? From the Bible or from
You know
what the world
Well,
says?
when I read it in there, it just says love thy neighbor.
But who's your-
Okay, so obviously I'm missing something.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't know who thy neighbor is.
Okay, we about to get it for you.
Please.
Book of Leviticus 19. verse 1.
Leviticus 19. Yeah, I'm about to I'm gonna tell us that.
You shall be holy for other than yourself.
That's not the one I want. I'm gonna try to find it. Hold on, I gotta find it.
But your neighbor is not just everybody that's around. The Most High created us to be, the word holy means separate. He created us to be a holy people. What's that?
All right, get that scripture, bro. Get that scripture.
I'll read this, all right? This is Leviticus 19 and 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your power, am holy. You know? What's that other one where it says, above all people?
Deuteronomy 7:6.
Hold on a second. The Most High never created us to be all
I saw him in Dan.
Notice, you know about Tulsa? I think it's Tulsa.
Seven.
Black Wall Street. Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
And
Thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power.
turn left, go to the
To the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power, or God, have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. Above all people.
If you're not there in
that
3
are upon
minutes,
the
I
face
can't
of the
help
earth.
you.
Right. So the Lord chose a particular people to be a special people unto himself to be above all these nations upon the earth. So them people so happen to be his own. So-called Negroes, Latinos, the Israelites. So the Lord made us above all these nations. There's no such thing as being Jews. The Lord didn't make us that way. We're not equal to none of these nations.
I got a good point I want to ask you. Do you know anything about Bible history? Maybe a little bit.
Little bit, you know, just a
So-
little bit, not a whole lot. But just
So after they left Egypt, do you know that the Israelites went into the land of Canaan, and they had a lot of people they had to kick out of that land, right? So if everybody just around you was your neighbor, wouldn't them have been their neighbors? But the Most High said, "Go kill every last one of them, destroy their idols, and take their land." That shows you that the Most High don't deal with everybody being your neighbor.
Right.
That's your brother.
Get Leviticus 19 and 18. Right, and if you look at the Bible map, our neighbors was us. All the tribes. On the tribes, we had our own portions of land. So the neighbors was different tribes. That's all that means. You gotta look at, you gotta go into history, you gotta look up maps. It's not just the person next door, hey, you're my neighbor. No, we're about to back it up right now. Leviticus 19.
see, that's why we have people like y'all to give us a little bit of light.
Right.
Because we read it, but sometimes we don't understand it, or we interpret it ourselves, and that's where we get in trouble. But that's why God sent y'all to give some light to somebody like you.
Right, now we're about to get it right there.
Leviticus 19 and 18.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people,
Uh-huh.
but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Who is thy people? Us. There's a whole book about the Israelites.
This is Leviticus 19 and 18.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not avenge nor bear. I want to read above that. I'm going to read 17 because you talked about this earlier.
Right, hold that real quick. I'm gonna jump against something. I'm gonna jump this. This is Matthew 22, verse. I'm gonna start at 36. It says, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Now in the column, it sends us a precept to what this brother's about to read. So they know who when it says love thy neighbor as thy love thyself, they know who it's speaking about. They know what these biblical scholars, right? These Edomites, they know what it really means. Now they push forth the vibration and energy as it means the whole world and all this love and this, but they truly know who we are. They don't want to put all these lies on our people, and that's why people, you know, are in this condition that we're in. But we're out here to break that down.
So this is Leviticus 19, and now I'm going to start at 17.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt in any wise
Deuteronomy 15 and
rebuke
12.
thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
Uh-huh.
It's about to Explain it
So
further.
we are supposed to rebuke our people. Rebuke means correct, reprove them. So we see our people doing something wrong, we're supposed to say, hey, what you're doing is wrong. Hey, you can't be stealing from your brother. You can't be not trying to sleep with his woman. You can't be doing these things. That's how we correct our people and we help each other. But nowadays, people will look at it as snitching. You see?
Right. And this also gives you a further information on who is your brother as well as who is your neighbor.
Right,
Because when we get into 18, it says, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, and I am the Lord. So in verse 17 it says, don't hate your brother, but you shall not suffer sin to be upon your neighbor. You see what I'm saying? Let's read it again. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Yeah.
So thy brother and thy neighbor, hand in hand in verse 17, right? Let's go to verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. This is your brother. This is your neighbor. But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
Right.
So, go ahead. So I'm just saying that shows you that it's contrary to what they teach you in Christianity.
Right.
Everybody's your brother. Everybody's your neighbor. No, the children of thy people.
Right. Bring out precept just to back it up and show you who your brother is. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 12.
Read out, bro.
And if thy brother
Huh?
a Hebrew,
Go ahead.
and if thy brother an Hebrew man,
If thy brother a Hebrew man, go ahead.
or an Hebrew woman,
Or a what?
or an Hebrew woman,
This is the specific people it's speaking to. A Hebrew man, a Hebrew woman. And the Israelites, this is all it's speaking about. Go ahead.
be sold unto thee
Uh-huh.
and serve thee 6 years, then in the 7th year thou shalt let him go free from thee.
Right, and and just to explain that, back in the old days, everybody wasn't rich. And so just like there are employees today, we had what you would call employees or servants or slaves in the past. But the word employee literally translates in the etymology to what? Servant? Servant or slave. So that's all you are. Today you are a slave to these other people. Now typically, back in those days when they left, we let them leave with something. We didn't just have them work for us for 7 years and then have them go out and all buy.
No, they left out with enough substance so they can start their own family, have their own land and raise up their own children. And then if somebody was poor and they could do the same thing and say, you know what, here, we're gonna help you out. You worked for me for 6 years, 7 years, and let you free.
Right.
Now it was continuous, so we was able to help each other out. It wasn't people running around poor and all that. We had a system.
Right.
We had a system going, But we just wanted to establish that point of, who's your brother, who's your neighbor. So when people say, who love thy neighbor and you love thyself, it's not talking about everybody.
It's talking about your fellow so-called Black, Latino, and Native American. And then when you get deeper into it, it's those who are doing the work of your Heavenly Father.
Mark 3 and 35. And then on top of that, this thing going on out here, this is spiritual warfare. Okay, so when you look at this man right here, right? Dealing with these two people. You got that Mark 3 and 35? Yeah. Read it.
The book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 35. For whosoever. Read it again.
Read a little bit above.
All right, Mark, chapter 3, verse 31. There came then his brethren and his mother, and standing without, sent unto him, calling him. Now this is the Messiah, who the world calls Jesus Christ. And the multitude sat about him, and they said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren without seek for thee.
Right,
So they was outside the crowd. They were saying, hey, look, we'll just say Jesus. For explanation
His true name is Yahweh Shai in Hebrew.
Hey, Yahweh Shai, look, it's your mom, it's your brother. They was calling for him. And he answered them, saying, Who is my mother or my brethren? And he looked around about on them which sat about him with prophets, and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my power, the same is my brother and my sister and mother. So it's all about them who are walking that same pathway. That's why even in Christian church they tell you, be not unequally yoked with unbelievers. So it's really ultimately about those of your own kinsmen who are doing the will of the Father. Those are your brothers in your family.
Right now, according to the flesh, we still one family, but in the spirit, we ain't on the same vibration, we ain't on the same energy.
Right.
So, but now going back to into this because it deals with this. Our forefather Jacob, right, and the forefather Esau. So Esau, which predominantly is a lot of the so-called white, they have a perpetual hatred towards them because of the blessing. You know the story about Jacob and Esau? When Esau gave his, he got supplanted for he gave his birthright up, right? Who had the one more good news? And he got supplanted for his blessing, which the blessing was the kingdom of God. So truly, this is why these so-called white people really hate us. Because we got the kingdom of God. Okay, now watch this. You got what you got? Hold that. You feel 35. We're about to show you.
So when I said that I
But you wasn't wrong though.
Wasn't
You wasn't wrong per se.
Because you thought, okay, what is this?
35 and 5. I'm gonna show you something.
Because
Now,
you thought it was a sin, he let you know, okay, I forgive you, but it's not a sin to you.
And you know what else? After I asked about the forgiveness, it got more intense. I started seeing that more.
but you got it. But this is the spiritual why they really hate us. It's spiritual. It's the things that other people think they hate us because they hate us for a lot of different reasons. Physical things that we don't get burned with the sun. We got vitamin D. And we can dance better. We can sing better. We can do all these different things better. But they really hate us because we got the blessing. It's a spiritual thing.
Right. Esau, so you can understand this a little bit. Two nations were born out of the womb of
Rebecca and
Isaac
Isaac.
and Rebecca. So Rebecca didn't have babies. They prayed. She got pregnant. They fighting in their stomach. She's like, you know why they fight? She said, look, two different people that gonna come out of your womb. Two different nations.
Get that. Get that. You read this for
This is Ezekiel 35 and 5.
5, yeah.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel. All right, this is Ezekiel 35 and 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it.
Now, Mount Seir equals to these so-called white people today. Okay? That's one of the other things.
There's a scripture in there that tells you Mount Seir does Esau dwell in Mount Seir?
Right.
Esau is Edom.
Right.
So when you hear Edom, when you hear Esau, when you hear Mount Seir, that is the place that they inhabit in this day and age or in at any particular time. That's where they live. Just like Jerusalem is not necessarily always talking about the land. First and foremost, it's talking about the people. So when it says Jerusalem, it's talking about us standing right here. When it says Mount Seir, it's talking about your Edomite walking down the street.
Wherever they dwell. Right, no? Now, I got Genesis 36, verse 8. It says, Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. Just for you to understand.
So now when you hear Mount Seir, you have an understanding. Ezekiel 35 and 2.
Yeah.
Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, against the Edomites, so-called white people, and prophesy against it.
Yes, and we're supposed to prophesy against it. You know, and we know that America, Babylon are great, that this wicked kingdom is going to fall. And we're prophesying the destruction and the fall of this place that's written in the Bible. Go ahead.
And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee.
Yep, the Lord is going there right now. The Lord is against this place, America, Babylon. In Revelation 18, it says her sin has reached up into heaven. And all manners of wickedness is going on throughout the earth. And this earth and the people is in the worst condition ever been. But people are okay with it. But the Lord has to destroy this place. This place has to get cleansed. One second, you want to...
What Bible you know, when I'm supposed to get up for?
11.
King James Version. 16:11. This is the most complete version. Power, behold, O Mount Seir, white people, I am against thee,
So-called white people.
so-called white people, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
Yep.
I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
You had a what?
thou hast had a perpetual hatred
ongoing, everlasting hatred towards who?
and hast shed the blood of the children of
They
Israel.
have shed our blood. We were cargo slave ships. They have dragged us from all manners of the world, put us in chains. They destroyed us over here in the Americas already. They're still doing it, right?
A perpetual, that means continual hatred. By the force of the sword.
By the force of the sword, and that's their weapon. They love weapons. Who's running around with weapons all day long? Them. They got all the different guns, tasers, the military. They like to hunt and all that. They love their guns, man.
Powerful guns. You stand there unarmed, they got their hand on their gun the whole damn
Right,
time.
and when you talk about the Second Amendment, who's the one standing up fighting for that Second Amendment? Who's big forms? Who's in the streets with their guns? Not us.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Bro, so the Lord said that they're going to have to get payback. Recompense is coming to what they have done to the Lord's people, the apple of his eye.
Right.
You know?
Scripture tell you, blood defiles the land, and the blood cannot be cleansed from that land, except by the blood of him that shed it.
Yeah, but I just wanted to read that perpetual hatred to show you, like, there's hate in the Bible.
Right.
You know? There's another scripture that says, love, hate the evil, love the good, and hate the evil. So you're supposed to hate evil. You know? So you just gotta, understand what to hate. You know?
You have to be wise with that. Because it's not wise to do you have to continue. Like, okay, now I know who the enemy is. Never trust thy enemy. Don't bring them negative. Don't be friends with them. Okay? You have to agree with them while you're walking. Right? Work with them. Hey, how you doing, sir? But that's on normal life.
But this is spiritual too. You know, you gotta always be in the spirit. Because a lot of these so-called white people, a lot of them are white. A lot of them go back to our people. And a lot of people who are state are not even our people. You know, so it's a lot of things to learn and take in. But all we can say to you is, hey, just repent and try to follow the ways of the Lord to the best of your ability.
You seem to perceive it. So I perceive you an Israelite. Your father, you see him on this side, Negro, West Indian, what tribe would you be from? We got Negroes, a damn Negro, or is he a Jamaican? Okay, he's a Negro, so you would be from the tribe of Judah.
Yeah, but you would be from the same tribe that the Lord came from.
That's the same, that's the Messiah. His name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. The Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh.
Now, I don't know if you ever heard this, but I'm going to read this last one and I'm going to leave you alone. This is Psalms 97 verse 10. It says, ye that love the Lord hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. So the people that love the Lord, they hate evil. And the evil that they see, it vexes them. It irritates them, you know? Even though you can't, you got to wait on the Lord, before to do anything. You can't take it upon yourself to do something. But it's just, if you really have love for the Lord, it should be mind-boggling to you. It should be like, you know what, I can't still like, Lord, can you come back?
Like the scripture says, oppression maketh a wise man mad. And the same thing goes with you. So if you see that oppression, it should make you mad. It should bother you. But like you said, wait on the Lord. You gotta endure.
Check out our
to the end.
books.
So if you don't take nothing from it, hey, sister, you're an Israelite, you're a child of the Heavenly Father.
Hey, brother.
One more
Check out
thing
our
before
books.
you leave. They
Check
got
out
an
our books.
RFID microchip that's
Our
coming
books,
out.
brother.
Implantable microchip in your hand. Do not take it. That is the mark of the beast. Take it. Most High will destroy you. There's no salvation for it.
Yeah, that's it.
All
Yeah.
my life, ever since in the 80s, when I was young, and they was talking about putting a chip in us.
Oh, yeah?
I was coming about, I said, you know what?
Oh, in the 80s?
I don't want that.
In the 80s?
Damn.
Well,
That's when I first heard of it, back in the 80s, when I was a young kid.
Wow, really?
They was talking about putting a chip in us, keeping track of us and all of that. But as a youngster, I didn't understand it. But as I got older, I'm like, you know what? My heart is real. I don't want that chip.
Right.
So if it's time for me to go, then that's my time. I don't want that. They might make me screw.
right.
Leave.
Yeah, that chip, the mark of the beast is in the Bible?
You know what? I read into it, but see, when people read that, he won't say it directly like that. It's interpreted in a different way. You know what I mean? So you have to take it and decipher it, and then put it back together. And you like,
The minute the Lord gotta break it down. You're right. They gotta break it down.
This the last one. We'll let you go. Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor.
So that means all. I mean anybody, whether you're a celebrity, whether you're poor to a bum on the street, right? Go ahead.
Free and bond.
And he is Esau, Edom, so-called white.
Right, his system of control.
His system of control. But he's the one that rules the world. He's the one that controls everything. Other countries, he controls it. His hand is in everything. You know? Hey, the scripture in Job 9:24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it? See, the Lord is revealing them today.
And he calls them all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, which it can be in either hand. It's all about the chips, and let's continue. And that no man might buy or sell except he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
And that's why he made that statement about you don't need it, because this whole system they're gonna be setting up to where you ain't got the chip, you ain't gonna be able to go to your grocery store, to the bathroom. You're not gonna be able to do things regularly in society, you know, unless you got the chip.
you know what? That's as if we even make it effort.
That's true too for some
We
people.
even make it effort. It's going to happen. It's going. We might not even make it to see it.
Well, I mean,
We pray we do.
we pray we do, but you know,
Well, you're right, though,
but
to an extent.
it's I say this, you know, it's coming in our time, you know, very soon. It could get anything to get fast, but it's coming in our
This is what they
lifetime.
did first. They used to have practice.
That's
So
right.
Get in the dogs, track where he was. Then it was like, okay, let's go ahead and pursue this little whatever it is.
Now the reason I agree with you as far as we may not see it is because there are going to be great calamities and things that happen before they can implement the chip. If you notice, when 9/11 came, the rules changed. Different laws start being passed. The president has different powers now. He can send the troops way over here, and it'd be called a war. It'd be called protecting America. So they're going to have something great happen. A lot of people going to die. The economy going to crash, and they're going to say, you know what, we got the chip. If you take it, you can survive. So that's in that aspect, we may not. Because some of the believers are going to have to die, like you said. If you have to die in this thing, which is a beautiful spirit to have.
We'll be martyrs.
But those who are in the truth and continue in faith will get a reward, even if they die.
That's right.
Thank you all so much. I needed that. I love y'all.
Hey, we love you too.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so what you got? What you got?
Well, that's the first time I came down and I ain't see no devil. That's the first time I came down and see no devil.
Well, what you got, bro? Alright, so, yeah, I know what you're saying. I wanted to point her to a different, the hatred to show her something different, you know. Like, cause she didn't come in the spirit like, God don't hate. So when people come in the spirit like God, I didn't need to, you know, get that, you know. So, go back to 2 Timothy 4:3 and 1 Corinthians 2 Corinthians 10 verse 3, you know. Hey, so, you know, just, you know, dealing with our people going in the spirit, you know, it's go ahead.
I was just going to say, Salaki, if we wasn't loud, you know how it be when you're dealing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead, bro. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So, so, hey, as far as breaking down the strongholds, she brought up something very vital, dealing with love your neighbors, man, or who's your brother type of thing. And we had to show out the scriptures today, man. Your neighbor is a fellow Israelite. That is your neighbor, man, or your brother, your Israelite, right, or sister if you want to put it in that aspect too. Sisters, hey, Israelites. Okay, love thy neighbor as thyself. Speaking of Israelites only. They ain't speaking of no other nation.
And it even said in that scripture you brought out, if thy brother, a Hebrew man or woman, see, so it shows you like the brother.
So hey, it was beautiful. We covered that. You know, for what we was going into. You know, got a little bit off track, but hey, that's how the spirit rolls, man. Okay.
Yeah, and see, and this is why you can't be afraid to preach the gospel, because I know that lady. She done seen me a couple times before. That's why she stopped, like what he talking about, you know? And hey, and she just so happened to receive the truth, you know? Whether she stay in or not, hey, you can't be afraid, because I might see her again.
Right.
You know? So, hey, but so what? We about Yahweh Shai's work, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man.
Yeah, so yeah, let's read where we was at again. You can start at verse 4.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High, bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach.
Right. Read that again, Baba Kashra.
Casting down will we start at 4 again?
Yeah, 4. Yeah.
2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our
casting down imaginations and all that.
Right. 2 Corinthians 10, verse 5. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High.
Right, so that's what we're doing. We're casting down all the imaginations, right? All the imaginations, and what else? And every high thing that is sort of itself against the knowledge of the Most High.
Yeah.
Man. So let's go. When you go into the word imagination in the Greek, is logos. It's says a reckoning, a computation, a reasoning, such as is hostile to the Christian faith, a judgment, decision, such as conscience, passions. So basically, it's a thought, man. Okay, and people's imaginations, they had these false beliefs in their mind, man, or as what has been pushed out onto the people. Okay, things like they say that Satan got kicked out of heaven, and they took a third of the angels with them. So basically, y'all saying that they rebelled against the Lord, right? What else they got, brother? They got they got the Immaculate Conception. They got the virgin birth. They got what's the other ones they got, bro?
Niggas got all type of Rastafarianism.
God
Yeah.
loves everybody. You know, so they have all these different imaginations and all these thoughts. But we coming out here to break that down, man. We coming out here to cast that down, man, with the truth. Okay, because not all the things I said plus more, none of that's true.
He's like one of the coolest.
None of it's true. We're gonna get into that in a little bit.
Straight up.
Go ahead.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach, and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled.
Right, that's the point. Give me 2 Timothy. Go to the first chapter.
I want to bring out this quick precept.
Just
It just popped in my mind while the brother was talking about the imaginations and bringing out that word.
Okay.
Psalms 2 and 1.
Yep.
Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? These things that they imagine, these things that exalt themselves against the knowledge and power of the Most High, they're vanity, man.
Yep.
You know, their thoughts are vanity. You said, Joe,
right, Job the first chapter. You know, because that's what I wanted to go on today, you know? For it's casting down their imagination. I'll read that.
This is 2 Timothy 4, verse 2. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, rebuke, exhort, all long suffering, doctrine.
Right, man. So we're supposed to be in season and out of season, man. Alright? You can't take no days off, man. It ain't like the NFL when you have a lower season to play football, then you got an off season. No, man. Okay? Hey, this is all year round, man. All around the clock. In season and out of season, man. Okay? No matter what the weather is. Man, come on, man. You gotta think. Don't be stupid now. Come out here in a blizzard. But you know what I'm saying. You gotta be out here when it's hot. You gotta be out here when it's cold. Because you gotta feed the sheep, man. Okay? Hey, if you got a farm and you got animals out there, you can't say, well, it's raining. I'm gonna go. I ain't gonna go outside today to feed my cattle. Nah, man. They still need fed, man. Or it's too cold. I ain't gonna go bring them into the barn. They gonna die.
Right.
You know. Go ahead, bro.
The time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust they shall heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears.
Right, because our people are. Read that again.
For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine.
Right, the time is coming where our people are not enduring sound doctrine, man. They're not enduring the wholesome words of this truth, man. They always gotta go some other route and try to find something else with the Bible. That's why you got all these people going into the book of Enoch, the book of Jubilee, all this extra madness they get into, man. They ain't into the sound doctrine, man. But they heap into them what? Teachers having itching ears, man. Because they gotta just hear something else. There must be something else. This is just not enough. That's why they're going into the book of Enoch to get bugged out with that angel's madness. Okay?
After their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers.
Right? Yeah. Right. So when they saying Satan rebelled, he took the dirt of the angels with him, right? Basically, you saying that the angels and Satan, right? Which he's the chief angel on the left-hand side of Yahweh Shai, the chief angel on the right-hand side, right? Basically, you saying that the Heavenly Father doesn't have no control over everything, over the spirits He created, right? But when we know that all spirits and everything is in obedience and in its rightful order to the Heavenly Father Yahweh. Okay? Alright, so let's get that.
The book of Job 1, verse 6.
Right.
Now there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them.
Satan came also among them. Go ahead. We're talking about the spiritual demon Satan right here.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
So Satan and the Lord is having a conversation. The Lord like, hey, where you coming from, man?
Right.
Hey, like, I'm walking to and from the earth. You know, he ain't just say, I ain't gotta listen to you, man.
Right.
Like, who you talking to? Come on, no, man. Okay?
Yeah. He said, hey, let grown folks mind grown folks business. He didn't snap, he didn't sass the Lord. Why? Because he is subject unto the Most High.
That's right, that's right, that's right. He's subject. Go ahead.
Verse 7, and the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth the Most High, and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Doeth Job fear the Most High for naught? Hast not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land.
Right, so that's why he's like, hey, look, man, you protecting Job, man.
Yep.
You giving Job wherever he want, man. So of course he's doing good to you, man.
Right. Of course he gets sending up your praises and blessing you, and you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. Because hey, you gave him everything.
Yep.
All right. But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he had, and he will curse thee to thy face.
Right, so saying like, hey, man, we'll you know, start basically start taking things from Job, man, and watch he curse you.
Right. All right. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he hath is in thy power.
Yep.
Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord.
Right, so he got orders from the Lord. Hey, mess with his substance, but you don't lay no hands on him. You see? But when you continue reading, Satan don't say, you know what, Lord, I'm gonna do whatever I do whatever I want. So you can't tell me what to do. Nah, man. He went from the Lord. Go ahead, guys, say something. Okay. All right.
Precept real quick. Ecclesiasticus.
Hold that. Already got it.
Oh, all right.
Keep going. I got you. Yeah, keep going. Go ahead. Hold on.
All right. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabaeans fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee.
Right, so now go to the second chapter. So now, what's going on with Job is Job is starting to lose his family. He's starting to lose his substance. His sons and his daughters died, right? He lost his cattle. He lost everything. He was losing everything he had, man. So now this is what you're reading with the brother, if he was to continue. Now you were now reading the calamities that was happening to Job. Okay? But the point we're trying to establish that, hey, Satan does not go out of order. Go ahead.
All right, Job 2:1. Again, there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before the Lord. And Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there was none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil.
Yeah, so Job wasn't no Edomite, man. Okay, an upright man, one that feareth and escheweth evil. Ain't no Edomite, man. Edomite is the fear of the Lord, man. Okay?
The scriptures tell you that the wicked, the Most High, is not always in his thoughts. So how is he an upright man that fears the Most High and eschews evil?
That's right.
The Edomites are wicked. They don't think about the Most High. And escheweth evil. And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. And Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. And put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life.
Right, see? So, hey, the Lord gave Satan permission, like, hey, man, go ahead.
Israelites, they down there alive.
Yeah, y'all Israelites too.
I know we is.
Okay.
I ain't gonna forget about it.
Alright.
See, Jesus is black. Told y'all. Our Jesus is black.
That's right.
God is that
That's right, man. Hey, that's right.
Right along with this world. It ain't working. Now Israelites,
God told me don't
No.
wrong, you can take the point. But this devil, this so-called white man, I even found a video of a Rasta man that said, we should never be supposed to. You know Rasta all they do.
That's all they do. They
He
get
said, not as bad as cigarettes, but it's still
It does, man. When you look up the YouTube experiment with cigarettes and weed, watch how it looks.
It takes the oil, just smoke.
Right.
See, I told you edibles are better than fucking weed.
Yeah, so hey, y'all Israelites, y'all just repent and return to the Lord. That's all.
And all I was gonna say was, also a lot of times when you find it floating around like on the street, it'll have like a detail. You just gotta, if you can, just put it away all together. Just take it if you're sick. But if you ain't sick, just leave it alone. Y'all can drink, but you out here getting all drunk,
fucked up.
drunken.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, thank you. Have a blessed day.
Too. Yes, you like this, bro. All right.